My name's Petronella McGovern. I've done 4 courses at the Australian Writers' Centre. I'm excited to say I'm a published author of a book called 6 Minutes, which is a psychological thriller set in Canberra. Before I started the course at the Australian Writers' Centre, I was working from home as a writer in marketing communications. When you've got the kids and work and everyday life, then writing often gets pushed to the background. I wanted to do a course that helped me prioritise my writing and put it first. I signed up to the Write Your Novel 6-month program to kickstart my novel. I had written a few chapters, but I really was not finding the time with work and kids. So the 6-month Write Your Novel was, as it implies, 6 months and a weekly class. We had deadlines for chapters, we had deadlines to workshop and give feedback. And it really helped give you the support to write a really long piece of work. So when you sit down to look at writing a novel of 100,000 words, it's a large task. And the classes really supported me all the way through that process. The tutor talked about how to structure a novel, and obviously there are lots of different ways to structure a novel, and we talked about different ways you can do it. But we talked about the basic steps in structuring a novel. So the inciting incident, the midpoint, the climax, the ending, and then we could look at that in terms of our own novel and see how it would go. It was useful for me to think about where certain things should happen in the novel and how to keep the action going and when to set a climax and when to end the novel. The tutors at the Australian Writers' Centre are so helpful and practical. They're all practising authors and they share their experience and their wisdom very generously with their students. So every morning I get up early and do my fiction writing, and then in the afternoon I do my client writing. So my whole life is writing all day long. Through the Australian Writers' Centre I've made lifelong friends who are fellow writers, and we're supporting each other through our writing journeys. What I really like about the Australian Writers' Centre is that they have a range of courses, both face-to-face, online and do at your own pace. I've done 2 online courses, and so there are great options for whatever stage you're in. The Anatomy of a Crime course was an online course I did. It was all about how to write about murder. Even though my book wasn't a traditional crime book, it was really interesting to hear about this detail about police procedure and going behind the scenes in police and courts. As a result of that course, I decided I need to do more research into my police character. I had interviewed a few police officers in Canberra, and I decided I needed to get a bit more detailed information. So I managed to find 2 more police officers who generously gave me a lot of time and information about their career. If it wasn't for the Australian Writers' Centre, it would have taken me a lot longer to finish my first draft of 6 Minutes, and a lot longer, I think, to get it published. I really enjoyed the feedback and the support that I got through the Australian Writers' Centre, through the tutors and the other people in our class. I would say get started on a course as soon as you can.